Hello students, uh, I am going to explain about temperature coefficients. See that here a length of one metal is taken, a metal of length L1 is taken and it is considered at temperature T1. T1 means room temperature. Room temperature is 25 centigrade. What is room temperature? 25 centigrade. When the temperature is increased to T2, suppose 50 centigrade, length of the metal will increase. Length of the metal is increased from L1 to L2 here. Then linear expansion coefficient is defined as L2 minus L1 divided by T2 minus T1. That we write usually as delta L divided by delta T. Delta T means T2 minus T1, delta L means L2 minus L1. And linear expansion coefficient is there only for solids but not for liquids or gases. Volume expansion coefficient. This volume expansion coefficient is present for liquids, solids and gases. Okay, let us take one tube in which a volume is taken to be 1 liter at temperature T1. And suppose if the temperature is increased from T1 to T2, the volume has become 2 liters. So volume expansion coefficient is V2 minus V1 divided by T2 minus T1 or delta V by delta T. That is all called. Okay. Next you come to this one, and here see that there are volume coefficients for different materials are given. Lead has volume coefficient 84, copper has 50, iron has 35, mercury is 180, water is 207. And if you heat these metals, the mercury will increase very much compared to iron, copper and lead, and water also increases even more compared to mercury. And I mean for temperature increases by 1 centigrade, water increases by 207 units, whereas mercury is increased by 180 units, iron is increased by 35, copper by 50, lead by 84. So here volume increases very much for water and mercury. But in our thermometers we use only mercury. The reason is, you see this. The reason is, and here I have taken in 3 tubes in which mercury is used. See that in the top figure. Mercury is used at 1 centigrade, 2 centigrade and 3 centigrade. When the temperature is 1 centigrade, the volume of the mercury is very small. But when temperature increases 2 centigrade, the volume has become twice. When the temperature increases from 2 centigrade to 3 centigrade, the volume has become thrice. That is why if you connect the top surface levels of mercury by a line, by some curve, the curve is becoming straight line. For mercury. That straight line increase is called linear relation. The straight line increase relation is called linear increase. And if you take instead of mercury, if you take water, and if you increase the temperature from 1 centigrade to 2 centigrade and from 2 centigrade to 3 centigrade, and the water increases non-uniformly. Even though water expansion is very much compared to mercury, it increases non-linearly means if you connect the top surface levels of water by a line, it is not line but it is a curve. There is a bend is there. It is not increasing uniformly. For example, from 1 centigrade to 2 centigrade, the volume is not becoming twice, but it is more than twice. But for the same, increase in temperature from 2 centigrade to 3 centigrade, the volume only slightly increased. So it is increasing largely for at some temperature, but at increasing slightly at other temperatures. Therefore, the water expansion is non-linear, and this non-linear expansion because of this non-linear expansion, we are not using water for thermometers, but we are using water for mercury for thermometers, because volume expansion for mercury is linear. I think that.